I hired and fired the worst kind of liar. I'm going to tell you all about it. So some years ago, I was running a division of a recruitment business in the Sydney CBD. I had a small team of recruiters. I hired this English recruiter who had plenty of experience, who was referred through to us. Now, your names have been changed to protect the not so innocent, but let's call this guy Simon. So he joins the team as a contract recruiter. He's stuck in, he's quite noisy, he's on the phone, doing all the good things that good recruiters should be doing. Struggles to make his first placement, and then out of the blue, after a few weeks, he makes a placement, which turns out to be one of the biggest placements that I've ever seen, and also breaks all company records. And everyone thinks this guy's an absolute legend. We had a company meeting across various offices, and he was lauded across the whole company for this fantastic performance. Well done, great job. Candidate's due to start in a few weeks' time, paperwork drawn up, etc. Anyway, fast forward a few days, it's the weekend, it's a Sunday morning, and the phone rings, and it's this guy, Simon. Says, Paul, I've got some terrible news. There's been an awful situation in the UK. My father's had a massive heart attack, and I think he's passed away. Oh my gosh, that's awful. So basically did the right thing, said, mate, take as much time as you need, go back to the UK. Don't worry about your job, it'll all be here, it'll be safe when you get back. The morning comes, I'm on my way to work, I'm on the bus, phone rings, it's Simon. Hey Simon, how are you? I thought you would be on a flight back to the UK by now. Can't get a flight just yet, but I'll be going shortly. I'll come into the office about 11ish today to just tidy up a few bits and pieces. You don't need to worry about it, but if you insist, that's cool. So I arrive in the office. The very first thing I need to do, because Simon's not available, is ring this company where he's made the placement, because the candidate he placed is due to start on the Monday morning at 9 o'clock. So I ring the company to do what's called a check-in, to make sure that the placed candidate has arrived. And surprise to surprise, the head of finance said, no, sorry, never heard of this guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I've never spoken to your recruiter, Simon, in my life. I'm like, really? That seems a bit strange. Thanks very much. Sorry about that, Mr. Client. Turns out he's made it all up. He's bullshitted the whole placement, which is obviously fraud. He's raised invoices. He tried to defraud the company to get commissions, which he wouldn't be due. That's gross misconduct, and he's got to go. He comes into the office, we sit down, have a very lengthy chat around his father and the situation in the UK. We talk at length about what he should do. I gave him every opportunity to talk about what may be happening in his world. Unfortunately, he didn't come clean, but obviously it's a tragic situation with his father. So the next thing I need to do is challenge him about this placement that he alleges is genuine, and see what his response would be. I told him that we'd done a check-in and that the company had said that there is absolutely no way that this placement is real and it's all been made up. His face goes white. He almost has a heart attack himself, panics. You could tell he's properly shitting himself. And I said, mate, you've lied. You've been caught red-handed here, haven't you? And he admitted it. He went, you have. Sorry, I did make it all up. I'm like, mate, sorry. Unfortunately, that's not acceptable. You have defrauded the company and made a fool of me, made a fool of yourself. You've got to go. So that was the end of that. He was out the door, fired. But that's not the end of the story. This is where it just gets going. A lot more interesting. First thing we need to do is get his emails diverted through to my email, so I can keep an eye on any candidate activity or client activity that may be coming through. Later on that afternoon, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock that afternoon, I get an email that comes through from somebody who knows Simon quite well, full of jokes and all sorts of stuff. I was able to glean from this email that this person who has sent this message is in fact Simon's dad, who is not dead. He's perfectly live and well. So I replied back to this email saying, I know it's probably a bit wrong, but I couldn't help myself. The intrigue got the better of me. So I replied back to this email saying, unfortunately, Simon is no longer part of the company. He's returned back to the UK to attend the funeral of his father, who has just passed away. Sent it. I'm going to reply back within a few minutes from this person saying, I'm sorry, but I'm Simon's father, and I can assure you I am not dead. I'm very much alive and well, and very, very happy on this Monday morning here in the UK. So this guy, not only has he lied about the placement of this candidate in this company, he's actually lied about the fact his dad was dead. What a shocker. Some people are unbelievable. So I ended up having a few emails backwards and forwards. And he actually said, it's not the first time. He goes from job to job, makes up lies just to get away with it. And I just wish that he would put the effort into delivering his job properly that he does with the effort that he puts into making up these lies. So there you go, guys. I hired and fired the worst kind of liar. Can you beat that? Anybody got any stories like that? Please send them through. I'd love to hear from you, and let's start the conversation.